What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the POWLAX podcast. On this episode, we are going to be taking a look at our brand new website. So, before we get into that, I'd just like to say thank you for tuning in because we've been away, obviously, for a little while. I haven't had too much time to work on some of the videos that I had planned and the things that I was going to be doing because basically I got news, which we'll get into in a minute, but I basically got news that the way that basically Patreon's there's issues happening with Patreon, so I had to build a new website. I probably should have built my website like this from the beginning, but I was a little bit intimidated by WordPress. But so now we're going to give you a tour of the brand new website. It's where everything's going to live now, and it should be a pretty cool thing. But so before we get started, we're going to do a couple of usual shout outs. First, we have Pearl Lacrosse. They make the, it's Guardian, but yeah, Pearl Lacrosse. They make the Pearl X lacrosse ball. It's the best ball in the game. Actually, and as I've been using some of their other textured balls, it's funny. Even the textured balls get greasy, which I find a little bit weird. But so if you're looking for some lacrosse balls, make sure to get Pearl Lacrosse balls. That's PARL lacrosse.com. And when you order, use code POWLAX, and you'll kick back a little bit to help support the channel, and you'll get the best balls in the business. I literally don't use anything else now. Every time I buy balls, I always buy Pearls. It really just, it's not worth the rep for the one kid who gets the greaser every single time you do shooting drills. Like, you see the kids pick them up, and then they know they have to change their form because they have greasers and whatnot. But so definitely buy Pro lacrosse balls. They're definitely the best things you can do, or best balls you can get, and use code POWLAX when you do it. Next, we're going to be giving a nice little shout out to the brand new website for the entire thing, so we're not going to mention that. And then Flip Goalie, if you're looking for something to make sure that your players are shooting and trying to avoid hitting the middle of the goal, Flip Goalie is a great option for you. Each little panel is only like $45, but if you use code POWLAX, you'll get 10% off of your order. You'll also get 10% off of your order for the Pro lacrosse balls too. But so now that that's done, if you are watching on Instagram, you should go to YouTube, which is in the title, and then you can check out the website as we watch it. But so we are going to switch our view over. I'm hoping that this is the right one. It is. Perfect. So right now, what people on YouTube are seeing is an incognito window, because I would like to show you the website without anything actually on it. So first, actually, I'm gonna head back, and we're gonna go over the exact reasons why we had to do the new website. So basically, a couple months ago, Patreon was. If you don't know Patreon's essentially something where if you build content and build things, people will pledge monthly donations to you so that you can continue to do what you do, right? And so the way that works for POWLAX is, I create content that's free to watch on YouTube. We've got videos that have tens of thousands of views that coaches send to their players, that coaches watch to learn the game. And it's very in-depth. It's very great content. And in order to consistently do that and to build new content, what I do is I have the same videos that I have on YouTube have posts on Patreon. And when you go to Patreon, you can watch the videos, and there are two Patreon posts. There's a post that has the free video to watch, and then there's a locked post that has the ability to download a actual PDF, right? But so people pay $5 a month. I think and out of season it falls off because out of season people aren't using it, which makes perfect sense. But basically, I think I've fallen to like 380 patrons, but they pay $5 a month, and they get access to all of the PDFs, right? And so it's not even access to the PDFs. They can literally download the PDFs. It's something that they can have and keep, and they will be able to learn from it and utilize it all they want, right? I'm not very concerned about people getting my content and then using it, as long as it's benefiting the sport. That's good. The price may go up at some point, considering inflation and all that stuff, but for the most part, my big deal is every video has to have the accessibility that allows coaches to learn without any inhibition, right? So Patreon recently decided that they were going to ban some people because they didn't agree with the things that the people were saying. And what they didn't understand was that they were severing the contracts between the creators and the people who were consuming the content. And what happened was the people who got kicked off of their platform and they severed the contract between the creators and the people consuming the content, I don't know if Patreon didn't understand that they were violating this contract, but the fact that they violated this contract meant that they were unable to, or basically in violating the contract, they did something illegal, right? And now what happened was there's a bunch of people who are essentially suing Patreon, and they're suing them for violating this contract. And the problem is not necessarily the suits. It's the fact that in the Patreon terms of service, when they made the action, had a clause that said that they would provide the money for arbitration, right? And so I'm not a lawyer, but apparently arbitration is something where basically they just go talk about the suit, and each series of arbitration costs Patreon I want to say it's like 10 grand is what I heard. But so now they have thousands of people suing them for just to get into arbitration. It's like 10 grand a piece. So basically they're going to end up being in a lot of trouble. So I should have built this website quite a bit before. And so but basically I'm preparing for the ability to not have Patreon be the sole place where people can support what I do. And so now everything is under one roof. It's under one thing. I'm not done with the website, but I've been working on it. It's why I haven't been doing any of the POWLAX podcasts recently, because it didn't make sense to do a podcast when I had so much work to do as far as the website. But now the website is at least functional and it's ready to go. Did a whole a whole run through yesterday, but so now we are going to take a look at the site. So now, here we go. I'm going to switch over to this view. I'm going to show you an incognito window, because the incognito window will show you what you will see when you go to POWLAX.com. So up here, we're going to go to just regular POWLAX.com. Also, if you're watching on Instagram, once again, head to youtube.com youtube.com and go to the POWLAX thing and find the live stream that's happening. So this is your opening page on POWLAX.com. And so the cool thing about this, and you'll see that in the original part, is that POWLAX.com and POWLAXmastercoach.com are both living under the same place. So each section of the website has different has different headings. So under your POWLAX headings, you have coaching for lacrosse, teaching for life, right? And then I want to say that the picture that corresponds to that is one of these as well. But so nice little slider, This is the side for like the training, the wall ball videos, not as much as the coaching stuff. This is the stuff for the players and the parents who are going to be, signing up for POWLAX activities, etc. And so some of these pages that I'm going to show you actually aren't within this current website. They're actually with the old website, but this website integrates with the old website because it functions as a way, basically the back end is within another website, which I'll show you in just a minute. But so the main functionality is this. If you're looking for things with wall ball, right? You've got the POWLAX wall ball series. Everything is here. You've got, lockdown wall ball series, which I need to do the final 3 videos of. And then lacrosse tricks, you can function through and learn any of those. You can watch all of the highlight videos, all of that stuff. You can go to the club team information pages. You've got info on all the training. This is the part where when you click any of these links, it's going to take you to the POWLAX.com/league apps. Then you've got recruiting, and this isn't like, it's going to teach you how to do recruiting, but it's just Jim Berkman's top 10 recruiting tips. And then a video I did a while ago about recruiting anxiety, where I talk about how as kids are trying to get recruited, they just get so stressed out when they should understand that if you're considering the ability to go to college to play lacrosse, that's all good stuff. You know what I mean? Then you have your new to lacrosse series, which I really think is underutilized. I guess I'm biased, but that's what I think. And then finally, we've got a merch thing, which is actually another post. But then the best part about this is that when you click POWLAX Master Coach here, it is now going to take you to a whole new site, right? So it's not really a new, different site because as you can see up top, it's powlax.com/POWLAX Master Coach. This is just a page within it, but you get a whole new set of menu options. And so up top in the top left, this is what I did last night. I put the subscribe account and login info here so you wouldn't have to see it up here. But now all of the POWLAX content and the POWLAX videos are accessible through this menu, right? So I'm going to actually get to make sure I can see my YouTube thing so I can see any comments that are coming in. But as you go through this, you come to here, you go to sets, offenses, you've got your 7v7 videos, you've got your set plays, motion offenses, all of these different things that are easily navigatable that I have not had be navigatable. And so the cool thing else also, which is funny, because when you're learning to build a website, there's so many little things that you kind of go into that you have to make sure you try to do. And so the thing I switched yesterday was I had to switch over which headings happen. So some of the pages may still have 2 headings on them. And if they do, just kind of let me know. But so as you click, say, defense, you're actually going to be brought to a page that has all of the defensive, things on it. So you won't, even if you accidentally click something and you're not all the way to what you wanted, it will take you to where you can access it still, right? So as you go to any of these pages, right? So let's say you want to learn man up. Let's say we want to learn the 3-3. You'll be taken to the page and you'll be able to just immediately play the video, right? There's no ads here because I'm not, I haven't gone through the process of having YouTube analyze my site to say, yes, this is content that we can advertise by. So that's not there, which I'm not really worried about. But you've got access to all of the videos in a way where, I don't generate ad revenue anyway, really. Like I want to say it's like $40 a month out of season and maybe like 100 in season. It's not really a lot, so I really don't care. But then when you slide down, here's the coolest part of the site, right? This is the whole reason why I moved everything, and it's access to these PDFs, right? But so right now, no one's logged in, right? You can see the subscribe button here. You can see log in. And when you click this is one of my favorite parts of the site. It's going to take you to this page, which says denied. To access this content, you must be a member. And now it's going to tell you to become a member. And I'm realizing right now that I actually didn't switch over this link. So this may take me somewhere I don't want it to go. And it totally did. And what happened was basically I built this site under predatorslc.com because I don't use it anymore. And if you just change it, and I'll change this later as I come back in, but if you change it to powlax.com, it'll take you to the right page. When I switched the URL over, didn't actually go back in and change that specific link. So now that link is updated, now you can kind of see the registration page. I'm probably going to edit this, but so this is kind of my, what would you call it, my tagline. I believe that the best way to improve and grow the lacrosse landscape is by equipping coaches with the tools and information they need to coach well. I created POWLAX Master Coach to help coaches of all levels hone their craft coaching lacrosse, because when the coach is successful, the kids enjoy the sport, and the game grows well. I mean, I kind of stole that from Simon Sinek because I use the my phone is falling a bit because I use the I believe that, that he does with the Apple, but I don't know, I like it anyway. And then accessibility is paramount to grow the game. That's why all POWLAX Master Coach videos are always free to watch. I believe in that. I think that's awesome. I don't think I'll ever make any of my videos not free to watch, but who knows. I've been told quite a bit that I should put them behind a paywall, and now that's actually really possible. But so, hold on one second. I need to fix my phone that just fell over. And let's see. I think, let's pull this real quick. There we go. That should work. It's not as good of a angle, but it will work. I was kind of in a rush this morning, like I always am as I'm going to do this. But so, then you have each thing. Here's another one of the coolest parts about the website. First cool thing about the website. You can now do yearly subscriptions, right? On Patreon, you have to do it month to month. You cannot do anything that's yearly. Here, you can do the POWLAX Silver, which is $5 a month, which gives you access to all of the coaching PDFs, right? Then you have the ability to do Silver Plus. Silver Plus is essentially you're going to subscribe for a year and you're going to save, what is it? It's 2/12. I don't know what that would come out to, but so you're going to save a small percentage because you're doing the whole year instead. So instead of it being $5 a month, it's $50 for the year, and you save $10 a year and you get access to all of that. Next, we have POWLAX Gold, which is access to all the private coaching Q&As. And so when we go up to the top here, what you'll notice is that all of the coaching Q&As are right here, right? But so when you click on these, because it takes you to a page that has the video, you can't even get to the page unless you're a member. I'm not going to be able to show you into that thing, but just understand it looks exactly like the others. And it just has a picture of the YouTube video and then the stuff on the side. So then you've got your POWLAX Platinum, which is where you get to communicate with me for at least an hour a month on, whatever you're running, whatever you're doing. And that stuff is all wrapped up. For Durant Lacrosse, do I have any girls stuff? Not specifically, but the majority of stuff as far as skills and drills and things of that nature all correlate to the girls' game anyway. As far as the offensive schemes and things, from the majority of people that I talk to who've gone from the men's game to the women's game, they basically say the hardest part is finding what you're going to do with that that seventh player. But so running like a Cuse offense where instead of having 2 players behind, you have 3 in a 21-12 set manner, that can be very good. And there is one thing, well, it's a live stream we did with the European Lacrosse Coaches Discussion Group that has some girls talk in it, but nothing that's specifically for girls, but all the skill development works for the girls, and all of the drills that are skill-based and just play functions will work for the girls. The dichotomy in saying that you have to have girl stuff and then boy stuff is becoming less and less important all the time, except for where you're talking about specific rules regarding shooting space and, the 8 meter and all of those things. But so not specifically, but I'm probably not going to be working on it. Link is not in the bio, but if you go to youtube.com/POWLAX, it'll be the first thing that comes up under, I want to say, videos. So now the link in bio goes to the actual website, actually. So now, here's the other cool part, and everyone's been asking me about this for so long. If you go to next group, which I need to find a better way to do it, but I think I did it here, looking to register multiple coaches, click here. You finally have the ability to create a program-wide access to all of the POWLAX content, right? So instead of, say you run a youth league like Spartans or Hawks or, there are a bunch of them all over the country where all of the coaches utilize the content, and they want to be able to give the content to all of the coaches. And I'm very grateful for the coaches that do not just download all of the PDFs and send all of the PDFs to all of their coaches. As much as I want everything to be free, that kind of takes away, it's a lot of the, I guess you could call it IP that I've built over the years. But the fact that coaches would rather have their entire organization and pay for it, I really appreciate that. I do know that I'm putting all of my content in a place where people can just download it and use it. And for the most part, I don't care when it's on an individual basis. But when it's like a whole community that just uses it, that's its own thing. But so now you have this silver program membership, which is essentially access to all of the PDFs. And the way that this works is really cool. You become a member at this level, and then you become the admin for 15 other programs, right? And it doesn't have to be 15. You can really make it whatever you want by reaching out to me, and I can create whatever type of program or the numbers that you need. But the fact that we are able to create a program that allows for entire programs to have regimented content for the programs is definitely a beneficial thing. Then you have the silver program membership for a year, which is essentially 15 coaches for the year. Then you have the gold program, which is $300 a month, which is essentially 15 coaches that get to do the interaction with me as far as the private Q&As in the live stream, if that's what you would want to do. So that's the functionality of the site. And so in order to kind of show you what that does and how it actually all works in the end is, I don't know, pick a topic. Someone wants to comment, pick a topic, and I will show you exactly how that works through everything else. But so let's do a drill, right? So let's say you go defensive. Let's do the line bump drill. Teach slide and recovery, right? So you click on this drill, come over to the video. You can easily play the video now, but I want to download the PDF. So I'm going to click on the PDF. Obviously, it takes me to the place where you're not allowed to be it. But so then if you log in, and all right, well, my OBS software just totally and completely went away. So now we're going to try and stream again. And there we go. Now the stream's back up. Sorry for everyone who, totally lost on the stream right there. That was pretty annoying. So basically the software I use to stream to YouTube just totally cut out. That was very interesting. That hasn't happened before. But so hopefully people will come back. Hopefully they'll get back onto that. And so the cool part that I was just showing you is that once you log into your account, and you come down here to the PDF part. Oh, there's the PDF. Now you click it and it just automatically downloads for you. So instead of having to have multiple pages for multiple things like I've had in the past, now you literally can just go to the exact same page that you were on and just download the PDF, right? And so this goes right into your stuff. And, that is how the site works. But so the ability to have that functionality I thought was very cool. And that's really the website. So we had a request to do 141 stuff. And so if we go to sets, offense, set plays, we've got a 141 double mumbo, which people know quite well. And then I'm trying to think what else we have in a 141. You've got the motion offense of Penn State, which is the 141 wing pairs. Cuse goes into a 141. You can set up a 141 with 2112 functionality. And, there's all kinds of things you can do with that. But so this is the new site. We've got all kinds of different things. There are a few things that I feel like I should just make small, short videos on. Like when you go to riding, you only see 10-man, but the 10-man video teaches you about a 2-down windshield wiper ride and how to trap at the midline and a bunch of other things where, although there is no windshield wiper or 3-3 deep ride videos, that video in itself does cover it, but I should probably break it out and make sure that those are accessible things as well. But so that's all just in time. Then you've got things like our face-off plays and tactics, which I really like as far as how to think through your options on the face-offs. That needs to be redone as well, though, because when you start losing face-offs, if you're just more athletic than the other kid, you can definitely win those. And then you've got your transition stuff, your box stuff, your L-fast breaks, your trailer breaks, slow breaks, how to run the box. But so there's all kinds of stuff, and now it's very easy to access and easy to, to get to. And so that's the brand new website. And I hope that you guys enjoy it. I'm going to be sending out an email now to all the patrons on Patreon to show them this and to hopefully get everyone to migrate over to this site, because with this site, I'm not tied and tethered to basically another company. It's basically a full direct shot to me. And so when you do become a member, you can be a member through either PayPal or through Stripe. Either one works. Stripe is basically just using your credit card or whatever video you have of that. And so that's basically the website. But so a couple of things that are going to be new and coming to the website are There are a few of the skill videos that I want to make sure that I get over to here. I'd say probably the best video that I have right now that's always just does really, really well is actually this video, the 20 best hidden ball tricks, because it's more of a highlight video. Kids like the highlight videos. They always watch the highlight videos. And so, you know, that one's definitely a nice one to just to have in there. But so that is kind of the overview of the website. Oh, here's another thing that's really cool. I got to give Damien a shout out. The brand new POWLAX wording. Really like this new logo. He made it for me. His son comes to a bunch of our trainings and things, but so I thought it was very cool of him to create that training for me. But so let's see. I think that's basically about it, which this didn't really take very long. Sorry for everyone who was on and then what do you call it? If you're on and everything cut out. So Eric McHenry says, is there a place on how to do progressions for specific skills? How do the question mark correctly, for example? So those are integrated into specific drill videos. I'm working on the idea of doing the skill development portion. Most of my content is more for the overall coaching. But let's say you go to a couple different videos. So when you go to drills like the throwback line drill, right? So as you come into here, offensive skill development, you've got passing drills, and you go to throwback line drills. Within the concepts of this video, I teach you how the video runs, and then once we get into the actual elements of the drill here, this is where you end up getting more of the like fundamental ideas of how to do the skills. That whole portion is going to be the next aspect of what I create, but it's more player centric than it is what do you call it? It's more player centric than it is coaches centric, although coaches have to know how to do those. But so there are a few videos that do the skill development well. One is partner passing, which is another. You've also got, so a lot of the passing drills, right? So partner passing has a ton of going over how to do wind-up dodges, wind-up face dodges, wind-up spin moves, shovel passes, behind the backs, lever passes. You also have the wall ball series of drills. You also have, headman passing is another good one. And then the wristers video for all of your like inside finishing, things of that nature. And so one of my goals in the next little while is going to be to either go into those videos or create brand new videos that will go over all of the methods and the technique of how to do all of those things. And those will be in another section, a skill section. Considering just question mark dodging, or just to do a question mark, the youth lacrosse coaches clinic has a section in on building a question mark, where we kind of go over the whole technique and all of those things as far as what exactly you want to do. Basically throw your stick to the sideline, turn to go get it, make sure your stick stays away and not behind you, and then how to switch hands and all of those things. The other aspect, and this is just as far as getting the time to taking the time to create all of those videos, those will be coming, and those are actually a big function of another whole idea that I have as far as getting coaches all of the correct terminology and terminology and outlining how to do the skills in real time as they're coaching. But that's a whole other thing, and I basically held off on that idea to create this whole website. But so let's see. Anything else specifically to show you about it? So, I mean, I think the biggest thing that I think will mess people up is the idea of having your POWLAX.com versus your POWLAX Master Coach section of POWLAX.com. But for the most part, I think that it works relatively well. I think it's pretty kind of easy to see. Maybe I'll change the logo on one of the headings, but for the most part, you're either getting this wall ball or you're going to be getting the sets look. But so overall, it's a brand new way to go through the content. It's a brand new way to become a supporter and to download all of the PDFs that I've created. And I'm hoping that over time we'll kind of parse out and get away from Patreon and then into this. But I'm, still very glad to have all of the people supporting on Patreon and doing that. So that's definitely a good thing as well. So yeah, so that's what I've been working on for the past month, and I think it'll be a great thing to have. We are in other news, we are expecting our daughter in the next 3 weeks, so that'll be another huge life change, right? So we moved, and now we are going to be welcoming into the world the reason why we moved, so that we could actually have another room for her. So that'll be very exciting, and in that sense, the other video I've been working on is all of the man down defenses, which has come along quite well. I've got all of the individual defenses done, none of the video done yet, but all of the basic man down defenses, all of the PDF is done for those. It's just the hybrid defenses that all of the collegiate teams are using now that is going to be the next aspect of what we bring into it. And so those videos will hopefully be coming out within the next 2 weeks. That's probably pretty ambitious because I know I have a little bit more work to do on the website, and then I'm going to be making sure I get to the man down defenses, and that'll cover everything, right? That's going to cover your box and one, your 4-man rotation, your 5-man rotation, your zones, your house zone, your box and one zone, and then we're also going to be getting into your 4-man and lock, which we ran really, really well this summer, and then your 5-man rotation into a house zone, which Duke ran, and then there's just a couple more that we'll run that we'll get to here soon. So definitely a ton of work to be done. I'm definitely never bored. There's always so much to do. But I'm glad, Eric, that you asked that question about the skills. We will definitely be doing so we're going to be doing a whole skills section where we teach exactly how we want to teach the execution of skills. Here's the biggest issue with skills. I can easily find a lot of examples of skills through the tagging I've done of collegiate games. The examples are no problem. That's why I created the can opener videos and all of the skill videos where you're just showing the highlights of the videos. Then the whole how you actually coach them, that's just going to take a little bit more time. And the key functionality of those videos has to be one thing. They have to be quick. They have to be they got to have no fluff, right? Because the trouble with so much coaching content, especially including mine, is that it's so long-winded. Like, I love the fact that all of my content goes very in-depth, but the question that you asked poses a huge issue, right? Coaches don't want to click on a video and have to watch a whole progression of, this and that, blah-de-blah, as far as how to do something. They need a 15-second example of, how do we want to teach a question mark, right? We want to jab away from our man. We want to throw our stick to the sideline, keep it away from them. We want to, turn to go get it by leaving our stick where it is and turning and switching hands, yada, yada. But it's got to be quick and to the point. And that's the whole idea of a whole app idea that I have, which by building this website, I kind of just definitely put that on the back burner. But it will look non-functional from a YouTube perspective, but the ability to have it done quickly and efficiently will be its own awesome thing. So that's the brand new website. I hope that you guys like it. I hope you guys utilize it. I'm very excited to see all of the analytics that come from it, because it's going to be great to actually, utilize. Oh, the other thing is, and I've got to make sure that I find this, but I think I took it away, but there's also a really great search function, right? So when you asked about the 141, that's its own thing that you can actually search. I'm just going to have to make sure that I get over and modify it to make sure that the search function is available. So that's another thing that I got to add to my list. But so that's pretty cool. So yeah, so I'm actually going to I'm going to wrap this up, and Yeah. As far as goalie drills, there are no goalie drills in there. I might have to put in some goalie drills. I have some goalie drills, but they're not. I actually probably shouldn't do that. So I have some goalie drills that. What's his name? I forget his name. Either way, I filmed some drills for a clinic that another coach had done, and then he asked me to take the filming that I did down because he was going to do his own thing. So I probably won't put those up there, but definitely getting some goalie drills from another goalie coach will probably be in the near future. There's just so much to do. So as I've looked, I also love it when the trainer calls out. You're going to see them do this, and this is what they're doing and how to fix it. What do you mean, Eric? Oh, yes. You're talking about when you're actually coaching the skills, is to say that when you're so basically teaching coaches the most often problems, the things that players are going to do and that they shouldn't do those, so that the coaches are aware of what they're going to do. I understand now. But so agreed. I definitely like that too. That's what you'll see in the partner passing video and the wristers video and some of the wall ball videos. So there are some of those that, yeah, I just need to take the time to go make the videos and parse out the actual individual skills. And I think that would probably be my best way to get good content out quickly, or to even do another live stream. Like maybe next week I'll do a live stream where I'll bring this up and I'll show you. So let me actually bring it up on my other page. This is going to be a really, really weird podcast for the people who are just listening, because I totally forgot to outline all of that. But so, oh, come on, pull it over. All right. So let's take, this is a good one. We'll do a backhand pump. So as I bring this over, we'll click on the video. Hopefully it'll be in the right spot. But so I have a bunch of videos pretty easily parsed out where you can see the skills, right? So for this skill, your backhand pump, right? He's kind of walking the dog. He's got his stick out in front of him. He throws a nice little backhand pump fake here. And so I think that if I did it like this, where I'm actually just talking over it being used in real speed, that might work. I'm not too excited about it, but I think it could definitely be good. Thanks, Tim. Glad to hear it. I hope that everybody likes it, and we'll, just keep plugging along. That's the whole deal. Just got to keep on moving. Cool. All right, well, I'm going to wrap it up. If you guys need me at all, you can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, any of those things. I hope that you guys enjoyed my presentation of the new website. I hope that you guys enjoy the use of the website. And if you need anything from me, if you have any trouble with any of the registration or stuff, realize I'm still building it. So if you see a page that has either 2 headings or 2 footers or something of that nature, or something's not working, feel free to email me. Feel free to let me know. And hopefully this will be a good just kind of advancement into being able to access content pretty easily. Cool. All right. You guys have a good one. I will see you guys all soon. See ya.